For the past couple of months, my plan has been strength, 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 strength. So, what does that mean? Low sets, well, high sets, low reps, heavyweight, right? Five times five with every main compound that I was going to be doing. So that was squats, benching, and deadlifting. That's what I've been doing for at least the entirety of this video thing that I'm trying to do. Um, and today was no. Um, there was there was a bit of a change in the program. I racked 60 after taking my time warming up and feeling out my ankles and all that. Um, I haven't stayed with just the bar for another like 10 minutes or something. Just playing around with the bar, feeling out my hips, moving side to side, and all that type of stuff. And then I threw on 60. 60 felt like a feather today. It felt very light. And the moment I felt that, I was like, okay, let's move over to the singles. Let's see what I can do today. If this is how 60 is gonna feel. Um, Went to 60, felt good. Went to 100, felt very good. And then I was like, okay, now we're gonna in the big boy area because I've only been doing 90 for my squat sessions for five times five. 90s where it's been, 90s where it's stayed for the last month and a half, 2 months. And I was going into 100. So 100, not that anxious, that was fine. But when I threw on the extra 20, threw on an extra 10 on each side, that's when I was like, okay, let's rest, let's take our time, let's do this right. Um, Took the rest that I needed, went into the squat, and I pushed through. And it just did not feel right at all. I felt like I was a little bit off balance. I don't know what it was. I looked at it. I looked at the squat afterwards, and it didn't look nearly as bad as how it felt. It felt like it didn't feel like a squat for me. Maybe I did it too fast. I don't know. Um, but regardless, that was kind of like a sudden roadblock. 100 felt good, and then I jump it up to 120, and it's just all of a sudden my body's like, no, this can't happen. Even though it didn't feel right. Um, and this is where everything changed. Like 80% of my routine is five times five, and then every now and then, if I might try go for PR, it's gonna be singles. So single weight, single rep, and you move on up, whatever. But today, after the 120, because of how it felt, because of the slight irritation, uh, not being able to feel it out well, not feeling like it was a good rep, I decided to go back down plate by plate, which is, I don't remember the last time I did something like this, but it just felt right. I told myself if that form didn't feel good at 120, make 100% sure that 100 kg is the right form. Make sure 60 is the right form, right? And this on the way back down. There was kind of this thing in my head going like, oh, you just messed up your form slightly. I don't want that to happen. I want the form to stay clean no matter what the weight on your back is. So this is the start, throwing on the weight, and I'm going up in increments. These weren't singles because it was I just want to feel out the way. I want to know where I was. I want to know what my body was telling me. Um, I hit the 120, didn't feel as good as I wanted it to, and then I was like, okay, 100 strict as hell, as strict as you can be. 60. I took 60. I racked 60. I took it off the rack, and I acted as if I was walking around with 200 kilos on my back. It didn't matter. Um, oh, we hit 90 before 100. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, on the way back down, we went from 120 to 10 to 100, and then 60. But it was very weird. It was a very different workout session. And after dropping back from 120 to 100 to 60, I said, okay, obviously I didn't get to do what I want to do. So let's just do something with a crazy amount of volume. So I racked off the 20s. I put a 10 on each side. And I told myself, do as many reps as you can do, period. Doesn't matter what you can do, just do it. So I was doing breathing squats. I'd watched this online, this guy doing it, and he was talking about how it's just pure hell and how you do not want to do anything afterwards. And it's a different type of stimulation. So I was like, okay, let's give it a try. I ended up hitting 50 reps after about a minute of just standing there and squatting as many as I could and then racking it. And Jesus, I mean, you'll see it by the end of the video. I literally collapsed once I racked the weight. Um, very light at the beginning when I rack off the 40. Um, but I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming. It was. I wasn't lying to myself. I was just preparing myself. I knew that 40 was going to turn into 500 kilos on the last rep. This is me climbing back down again. Never done this before, but it was interesting. I liked it. And it kind of kept things. It kind of kept like a discipline to it all. Because the first half of this workout, I was like, okay, I feel strong. Let's just go, go, go. But then I hit the 120. I was like, no, run back. Screw this. Let's just do this right. And yeah, that's the strict form I'm trying to achieve with whatever squat. Not as slow, obviously, can't do it as so as that. But this here is where the 40 kg gave me the jelly legs. My legs still feel like jelly after this. It was just rep after rep after rep after rep. I tried to go through as many as I could in one go before pausing and just standing there and breathing and continuing. I wanted to, it sounds weird as hell, but I wanted to like die. I wanted to feel something because singles don't give you any volume. They're simply there to showcase what you can do on that day. That's not, sure, it is training, don't get me wrong, but it does not push you towards whatever goals you want in strength or in muscle building. Singles won't do shit to you. I feel like those are just mainly a way to help guide you forward in terms of where you stand and where you'd want to be and have that range, that understanding of where you are. But this felt terrible in the moment, but the moment I racked the weight and I spent a minute or two just breathing in and out. I mean, I was still breathing heavy on the way out of the gym, but I felt good. I felt really good. The endorphins were everywhere, I was happy, I was breathing, I was alive. And that's what the gym does, I guess. It's can't get anywhere else. I have no idea what rep this is, but I was trying to go as low as I could for every single rep because that's what I'm trying to maintain, which was the form. If anything was going to mess up my form, it was the last couple reps, like last 10, 15 reps. But yeah, these are, I think they're called breathing squats. So these are what I'm trying to do. You breathe in between each rep, not each rep, but your pauses. And it felt good. In terms of sustainability, I have no idea how often I can do this with a train every day program. But I'd really like to see. I really wonder how my legs are gonna feel after this. I really do. Could be that I can incorporate something like this like once a week, once every 2 weeks. I don't know. It's totally up to the DOMs and my diet. 100% my diet. My diet has not been as good as it could be. I haven't been eating as much, but the sleep is there. The motivation has always been there. So we're in a decent place. Sleeping schedule is good. And yeah, you can see me. It's really starting to suffer now. Yeah. Oh, that was it. That was the 50. Um, felt great. Doesn't look like I doesn't look great, but it felt good after about a minute. Um, anyway, yeah. Tomorrow is deadlifts, and I'm actually glad I changed it up today. I'm really glad I changed it up today. I should do it a bit more often, a bit more of a mixture. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.